You know, for the longest time, the big goal for helping our planet has always been about doing less harm. But what if that's not the whole story? What if we've been aiming too low? Today, we're going to talk about a huge shift in thinking, moving beyond just a circular economy to a regenerative one. It's this powerful idea of not just cleaning up our mess, but actively doing more good.
Reduce, reuse, repair, recycle. Come on, we all know this one by heart, right? It's been drilled into us for years, and for good reason. These words have been the absolute foundation of our efforts to be better to the planet, the cornerstone of sustainability.
And that right there, that's the big question, isn't it? We've put so much energy into reducing our negative impact, trying to get to zero waste, zero emissions, but what if zero isn't the finish line? What if we need to push past neutral and into positive? Okay, first things first. Let's give credit where it's due, because the circular economy is a truly brilliant and absolutely necessary framework. It's already showing us how we can completely rethink and redesign our world. So let's quickly look at how it works.
And this stuff is not just theory anymore. It is happening right now. Look at this. For circular supplies, you have Adidas literally pulling plastic out of the ocean and turning it into shoes. Amazing. For product life extension, look at Patagonia. Their whole brand is built on the idea that you can repair your gear for life. And then you've got product as a service, which is genius. Philips doesn't sell you light bulbs, they sell you light. They take care of everything: installation, maintenance, recycling. It just goes to show this isn't just good for the planet, it's a solid business model.
So yeah, the circular model is powerful. It's designed to stop the bleeding, to close the loop on waste. But, and this is a big but, this is where we reach a kind of turning point. As vital as closing that loop is, it has a built-in limitation. And that limitation opens the door to an even bigger, more exciting idea.
See, at its very core, the circular economy is about mitigation. It's about being efficient. It's about designing waste out of the system from the very beginning. The whole endgame is to shrink our negative footprint, right? To aim for a neutral impact. And that is a fantastic, absolutely essential goal. But it's not the end of the story.
This right here, this slide is the pivot. It's the whole shift in thinking in one place. On the left, you've got the circular economy, which is all about doing less bad. On the right, the regenerative economy, which is about actively doing more good. It's the move from just aiming for a neutral impact to creating a net positive one. So we're not just closing the loop on our trash anymore. We're trying to heal the very systems where our stuff came from in the first place.
So what is this next step? What does it actually mean to regenerate? Let's get a really clear definition, because honestly, this one concept changes everything.
Look at those key verbs: restoring, renewing, revitalizing. This is not a passive idea at all. Regeneration is all about active, positive intervention. It's not about just stopping the damage to our ecosystems. It's about being a force for healing them. It's about showing up to a place and asking, how can we make this place healthier and more alive than it was before we got here?
Honestly, this is the simplest way to put it. It's a principle we try to teach our kids, right? But we need to start applying it on a planetary scale. For decades, the goal has been to sustain, to maintain the status quo. Regeneration just says, nope, that's not good enough anymore. We have to actively improve things to build back what's been lost.
Okay, I know this might all sound a little abstract or maybe even a bit idealistic, but it's already happening all around us in some incredibly practical ways. This is not science fiction. This is the real, tangible future of sustainability. Let's look at what it looks like in action. We can regenerate just about everything. Think about farming. We can use practices that actually build up the soil's health instead of stripping it away. In our cities, it could mean turning a concrete jungle into a place that welcomes bees and butterflies, or putting green roofs on buildings that help manage rainwater. It can be something as huge as a project to restore an entire coral reef, or as local and simple as a neighborhood compost bin that turns food scraps into amazing soil for a community garden.
And here's the crucial part: how these two big ideas fit together so perfectly. You can think of it like this. The circular economy stops the flow of waste and pollution. It creates a stable foundation. And on that stable foundation, regeneration can finally begin its real work of actively rebuilding and revitalizing. You see, one can't really succeed without the other.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, this is great for big companies and scientists, but what about me? Well, this is the best part. This is an idea that every single one of us can put into practice starting today, right where we are. This is your official invitation to become a regenerator.
So here it is, a super simple challenge. First, just observe.
find a little neglected space. Could be a corner of your balcony, a patch of dirt on your street. Second, think about what it needs. Then propose one small, totally doable action. Maybe it's planting one native flower that bees love. Fourth, and this is the fun part, just do it. And finally, share what you did. The goal isn't to save the whole world in one afternoon, but to start practicing this principle of leaving things better than you found them.
And you know, if we ever need inspiration on how to do any of this, we don't need to invent anything new. The blueprint has been right here for about 3.8 billion years. We just need to stop for a second and look around. We need to remember that we too are a part of nature.
And let's end on this final, really powerful thought. Think about a forest. A forest doesn't aim for net zero. A forest is wildly generative. Every single leaf that falls makes the soil richer. Every dead tree becomes a home for new life. It's constantly creating more abundance, more resilience, more life. Nature doesn't just sustain, it regenerates. And that is our new goal. The question is no longer just how do we stop the damage? The real question is how do we help life flourish?